guys, welcome back. So today's a therapy day, therapy update. We didn't make a therapy. Oh yeah, she's sitting here eating
This is my lunch. Nuts.
She literally was like, can we just sit in the parking lot while I eat and make the video so I don't have to hold the camera and eat while we're driving? And
I thought I had like a sandwich or something.
I was like, what do you have? And she pulled out a bag of nuts. And I was like, what else do you have? And she's like, chips. I'm like, are you a squirrel?
I had an apple for breakfast.
Anyway, she did have therapy last week, but we decided not to film a video last week. She's been going kind of every week lately, which, I mean...
It's good.
I mean... It's a long... You're missing classes and, like, it's a long
I have straight
drive.
A's.
I know, but, like, it's also a long drive out here, and then from here to your school, and then from the school to our house. Like literally all of these areas are the farthest apart from each other that they could ever be in a single town. From my house to the doctor to the school back to my house, it's so far. I'm not even kidding. It is.
Well, I'm getting the mental help I need. Do you want me to go?
To the psych ward?
You don't need to. I'm just saying, like, it doesn't have to be every week. It's just annoying. So I made another appointment. I was like, oh, can I make an appointment for 2 weeks from now? And the lady at the desk was like, she's not going to be here in 2 weeks. She's not going to be here that week. I'm like, great. The lady at the desk was like, so do you want next week or do you want in 3 weeks? And I'm like, we'll do 3 weeks. So I made it for 3 weeks. And then Savannah comes out and she's like, did you make me an appointment?
For next week?
And I was like, yeah, for 3 weeks. And she's like,
No, I need it next week.
I can't wait 3 weeks. I can wait 2 weeks, but not 3 weeks. That's crossing a line.
so we have one for next week, but then after that it's 2 weeks. Anyway, I have not heard how it went yet, so I guess we're gonna hear how it went.
Okay, let me talk about the big topics. Before I explain, I'm gonna say the big topics of today.
Well, are you gonna... Oh, wait, since we didn't film last week she had a homework assignment from her to, like, put notes on her phone of things that make you feel anxious, and then...
Yeah, and like a coping mechanism that I used, and like, you know, if it works.
And being Savannah, she didn't just leave it on her phone. She made a whole entire presentation and color-coded it and printed it out.
I made a 9-page chart.
A 9-page chart to give her of her anxiety.
I was working on it during study hall, making it look all good.
How do you have time to work on it during study hall when, like, you text me the entire study hall?
Not the entire study hall. Only like the last 30 minutes.
Of a 45-minute class?
Yeah. So the big 3 ideas for today were relationships, boundaries, and reassurance. Those are the 3 main ideas. So don't forget those so I remember to talk about them all.
Relationships, boundaries, and reassurance.
Yeah.
Is that what you said? Okay.
Reinsurance. Reinsurance. I have to get reinsured, guys. Sorry, I got itchy boob. What do I start with? Okay, relationships. So, okay. I don't know how much, like, detail to go into. Okay, so you guys know by now, I was having drama with an ex-best friend, and, you know, we're not friends anymore or whatever, and it was a whole situation that's dragged out for weeks, and recently, the school became aware of it and stuff. And there was a friend that I have that's in the middle of the whole situation, and she basically took the other friend's side, kind of, which is fine, I guess. Like, you know, she thinks the other friend's in the right. She's entitled to her opinion, but she called me mentally exhausting to be around, and so that was, like, the hardest part of my week. Is like, that really hurt me, like, a lot, because she called me mentally exhausting, and like, that's the worst thing anyone's ever said to me, I think, ever.
It's so fucking rude.
And she just says, like, for a while I've been tiring to be around, and it just really made me think a lot about, wow, do I just dump my problems on everyone and complain all the time? And it really made me start doubting myself, and people were not calling me a liar straight out, but she didn't believe me about something that I said that happened.
And it did, so.
Yeah, and so it's just like this whole thing of, like, I just started doubting myself, basically, because I'm like, well, great, now I'm a liar, now I'm a bad friend, now I complain too much, I'm mentally exhausted to be around, so why do people want to be around me? I drain people, I guess. And so I just had, like, a lot of, my therapist calls them thinking traps or thought traps, but, like, kind of like a spiral of, like, great, I'm this terrible person. And it just really made me stress out, because I'm a people pleaser, and she even said, like, I can tell you're an empath, and you know, you really want to hear other people's sides and stuff and understand what they're thinking, but you know, this isn't a bad thing, but everyone else isn't gonna be at your level. Like, they're just not all gonna be that way like you are. And that was something that I was saying was a downfall of mine, is I kind of expect that from other people a little bit. Like, I will pry until I get an answer, because I need to have, like, answers and closure. Like, I need to know what's going on. Like, I need to know why you're upset with me. I need to know what I did, and I need to know what I can do to make it up to you. And so that's something that, like, she even said, well, throughout the situation, you mentioned that it's kind of a pattern of situations. Have you noticed growth in yourself? And I was like, yeah, I actually have, because normally in this type of situation, I'd be like, oh no, I'm so sorry, please don't leave me, be my friend forever, blah, 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 blah. But, like, the fact that I let go of a friend, and, like, now I still have that urge to, like, text this friend and be like, why are you so upset with me? But I've been able to kind of hold back and be like, I need my space. And so that's, like, boundaries that we were talking about. Like, she set that boundary of saying she needs space from me, but then I need to do the same and set my own boundaries. Well, I need space from you.
I think that it helps when you were able to step back and look at, like, the last time we did a video like this, what a toxic friendship is versus what a healthy friendship is. The fact that you now can see the difference between the two is helpful. You see what your actual good friends are like, and then you see these other people and you're like, yeah, I don't want that.
But then it makes me feel like I don't deserve my good friends. Now they're too good.
No.
And, like, that's not normal to me. It just doesn't register in my brain as a normal friendship.
It will.
It registers in my brain as I'm using them, they're too good to me now. It's like the position that I was in before, where I give too much of myself. But I actually do try to give back. But so, like, I need to set my own boundaries too. And we practiced, like, what would happen if she came up to me during lunch and said, I want to sit with you today. What I would say. And, like, first off, she asked me what I would tell her, like, what I would decide to do. And I would probably say no at this point, and I need to set my own boundaries and be like, no. And she was like, so what's a good way that you could do that? And we talked about, like, if I'm just sitting at lunch with my other friends, because I have new friends that I sit at lunch with now, which is good. I've been able to open myself up to other people, and I don't feel as reliant on sitting with this person, because she's not the only friend I have at lunch anymore. So I could just be like, I'm already sitting with them today, so I'm not going to sit with you today. Or she was like, even if you wanted to just say, I already told them I'll sit with them today, even if it's not true, just be like, I told them I would sit with them today. Then that's an easy way of letting her know, like, giving her the hint, like, I don't want to sit with you, I'm sitting with them, you know. And maybe after a couple times, if she keeps coming back up, then you can just be like, she'll get the hint, you know, if you just say, I'm sitting with these people.
I don't think she's going to ask, though.
Yeah, basically, it was just, like, she was, like, saying, too, like, based off the sounds of it, like, what's happening isn't my fault. Like, I didn't do anything for all of this to happen. So she was kind of validating me, and she was saying, like, from what you've told me, it doesn't sound like these people have been good friends to you. So, like, it's not your fault, you're not making it up. It doesn't sound like they're being good friends. So that really helps that I got that. And then, yeah, we were talking about relationships and stuff, and I feel like this societal pressure that I'm not, like, far enough into life as a 17-year-old, because, number one, I don't have a real job, and the job that I do have, I haven't been able to work, but I'm applying for a job. Number two, I have, like, no money to my name. Number three, I don't drive. Number four, I don't have a lot of experience in romantic relationships, and so I just feel a lot of pressure to, like, be that way. Like, I don't go to parties, I don't do drugs, and I don't have a boyfriend and stuff, and, like, I feel pressure because everyone else has done all of those things, and everyone's talking about how they're not virgins and stuff. And then I feel that pressure of like, okay, well then I need to be like everyone else. And she was like saying that like what you're hearing is you're hearing a small fragment of people say what's going on with them, and your brain is turning into everyone is just like that.
Oh my God, I tell you that all the time.
But everyone is just like that. And I don't know, I just feel bad.
All those people who actually do that right now, they're gonna regret it.
I just feel behind, and I feel like too dependent on other people. And I feel like even in parenting class, like we were talking about how all teenagers are distant from their parents and stuff, and they do things on their own behind their parents' back, but I don't do that. So I was like, I'm a weirdo. Like,
it doesn't make you weird.
I'm a weirdo. I don't know. I don't go behind people's backs and do stuff, and you know. But yeah, I feel like a lot of pressure about relationships, because I do want to be in a relationship, but I haven't been able to find that yet. But then I'm also worried about commitment and being able to commit to that relationship. Not like I'm getting married to the first person I date in high school. I mean, I've already dated people in high school, but what I'm saying is like, it's not like a marriage commitment, but I still get worried about commitment and stuff. Especially if it's someone I do really care about. Then I get worried, like, I really care about you. I don't want this to be messed up. And we were talking about my friendships with my best friend, and how I do get worried about that. Sometimes
how about all the time?
Sometimes I go over the top, and if he doesn't answer my text, I'll freak out. And then I feel really embarrassed because I'm like, great, he hates me now because I just annoyed him by texting him 30 times about how he wasn't answering me.
But you didn't text him 30 times. You texted him 3 times. That was it.
But it's just embarrassing. I feel like I'm too much. And then in my head, it's like, well, now you're proving her point. You're mentally exhausting to be around. And all you do is throw a pity party for yourself of how much you hate yourself. So you're mentally exhausting. And that's what I think. Reassurance. That's my homework. I have some homework. So I'm going to keep doing a chart. And I'm going to write down what methods actually do work for me and focus on the things that do actually work. And then she also noticed that some of my coping strategies were things kind of from other people, if that makes sense. Like asking for reassurance, because then I'm relying on other people to give me that comfort. And that's a pattern I told her I've been trying to break. It's part of my OCD, which I just realized this in therapy a few months ago or whatever, that I have this compulsion/obsession to ask for reassurance from other people, and I like just need it. And it used to actually help. I would ask for reassurance and someone would say, you look good or something or whatever, and then I would feel better. But now it's like I have done it so many times, it doesn't do anything for me anymore. I just get embarrassed and I feel bad for asking. And I need to be able to rely on myself for that stuff. And so she said, maybe start with this. Instead of asking for reassurance, when you feel like you need to, think about, before you pick up your phone to text them, think about, okay, if I went to my mom right now and asked her opinion on this, what do I think she would say? Like, what do I think she would say? Because that way it's coming from me, but it's like, oh, what do I think she would say, instead of actually asking? Because then really it's coming from me, and then I'm not actually asking someone and bothering people with me asking for reassurance all the time. Yeah. So, and then I can just start making those decisions for myself and relying on myself. She was like, asking me if I think I let my anxiety get in the way of doing things that I really want to do and stuff. And I said, yeah. It was like a big thing. But yeah, I think because asking for reassurance is that one thing that's like, now it's like so embarrassing because I do it and then immediately just feel guilty for doing that. And I feel like so annoying. Because also asking for reassurance, like from my best friend Tanner, he knows how my brain works. So when I ask for reassurance, he doesn't give me the answer I want. And he purposely challenges my brain, I guess, and my OCD, which does frustrate me in the moment, because it's like, I need this answer, but then it's like good because he's not just telling me what I want to hear. But like, and then I just get embarrassed because I'm like, why did I do that? I need to be I feel like everyone else is so stable in who they are, but then me, I rely on everyone else.
That's not true.
And I want to be able to rely on myself, but I don't want my friends to hate me. And sometimes I just feel like my friends don't like me for no reason. Like, I'm like, Tanner hates me. Tanner doesn't want to be my friend. Last night we were on the phone, and he was like, hey, I'm going to show you what my best friend got me. And I was like, best friend? Who's your best friend? And I was all like, and then he showed me something that I got him. And I was like, oh, okay.
I gotta show you this thing my best friend got me.
Who's your best friend? Oh. I got so mad.
I literally knew that he was gonna show you something you got him.
I got so mad. I'm not moody. I can't believe I fell for that.
Yeah, you're pretty gullible. When I heard him say that, I knew right away that he was gonna show you something that you got him. I couldn't believe you were like getting all pissy.
Yeah, I was mad. I was like, who's your best friend? Best friend? Excuse me?
Anything else?
Not really. I'm still anxious though now. I'm like,
Tanner hates me.
Tanner, if you're
my God.
watching this, sorry.
Tanner, just comment on this video and just say that you love her so much. Just do that. Okay?
He won't.
Because I have to hear her complain about he hates me. Like, that's what I have to deal with.
I feel like all I do is annoy people.
No, you don't annoy
Like,
me.
I'm bored. I'm terrible to be around. That's what I feel like.
That's not true, and you're not annoying. I'm just saying, like, I tried to explain to you that he doesn't hate you, and the annoying part is that you're not listening. Like, I tell you he doesn't hate you, and you're like, yes, he does.
I don't know. I just always assume the worst. So, yeah.
Is that it then?
I guess.
Okay, well. You're sitting. Look. Let's just show off Savannah's outfit.
This is my dress.
She
I
has
have
this like
fishnets
belt. Can you see it?
Yeah, I have a corset belt on, and it makes my waist look really tiny. And then it's like a Victorian black goth dress.
Alright, well, I guess that's going to be it because I have to drive her to school still. All she ate was some freaking peanuts, and she's going to be so hungry. You're going to be so hungry before school's out.
Go get me some food.
No. You had an opportunity to pack.
Okay, well, I was gonna bring a sandwich, and then I was like, that doesn't even sound good, so then I didn't.
Alright, well, that's going to be it for today's therapy update. And if you enjoyed it, please hit like, leave us a comment, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, poopies.